put the name 22nd July, and select my units into meters and kilonewtons. Okay, there are a lot of times there is a problem with structural engineers because we use the units in mm and architects use the unit in feet. So we have a converter in within Staad Pro. If that is the case, you can do conversions also. So we need not to worry about it. Okay, so we'll start with space, our name, our units, and go to next. And now it is asking what do you want to create first. There is no like need to do anything in this. Just start with beam. All the options will be open and go to next. Okay, Rajesh, Rakesh has a raise hand. Yes, Rakesh, I have unmuted you. You can talk to me if you want to. Just click on mic button on your screen, which will be on right hand side, and you can speak.
Sir,
Yes, Rakesh.
every version of Staad Pro is consisting conversions.
Every stat pro is having the conversion. Like if you go to your tools, there is a converter which is unit converter. Every stat pro has. Every version of stat pro will have it.
Okay, every version of Staad Pro will have.
Hmm.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Okay, sir. And which version you are using currently, sir?
I'm using I'm using three versions right now. The version I'm teaching is it SS6. The current version, what projects I'm doing, it is on Connect Edition. Connect Edition is a very latest Connect Edition. We are working with defense on that. If anybody wants to have a look, I can show you now. If you
Okay.
want to, I'll show you after the starting of this. Okay, I'll show you that version also. That is a Connect Edition. This is Connect Edition. Okay, this Connect Edition is used for our professional work right now, which is working with defense. Rest all the work which we are doing with CPWD and all the other companies, we are working on Select Series 6 and Select Series 4. Select Series 4 is a very common.
Okay.
Select Series 4 is a
Okay.
very common and very popular also.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll show you. Maybe if some project I am having in a Connect Edition, I'll show you. The projects what we are doing in Connect Edition, those are very big projects. Means it will take a whole 12 hours of a day to get analyzed in a software. So you can imagine the intensity of that project. If it is there, I'll show you. Uh, it is like a bridge here. Maybe it is not there. Okay, yeah, I think this one is there. Side wing doesn't exit. It is also doesn't exit. No problem, it is not here in this side wing. Maybe I'll show you tomorrow after downloading it from server. Okay, those are very big projects. Means having like 10,000 members or 8,000 plates like this, and that is a server model. So we have to put password in our server and work on it. Now start with what comes in Staad Pro. This is a everyone please mute yourself. Okay, now uh, in this is a total graphic user interface. When you start with your Stat Pro, this toolbar will appear on the right hand side, which is snap, node and beam. You just close it. Okay, first of all, I'll start with how to you can say how you can start with modeling it. The basic thing in Stat is how to create a node and a member. The first way to create a node and a member is by these tables. Okay, these table represent XYZ coordinate of your model. Can you see this? You can say the global coordinate system at the bottom. It is a coordinate system which will tell you the direction. Okay, this direction is Y upwards, X and Z in the plan view of the plan. Now, if anyone wants to put any point in the map, they are going to use this XYZ. Satyendra Singh, sir, can you show us how the model will look like? Sure, Satyendra. After this class, I'll spend 5 minutes to show you the actual model of on which I am right now. I have finished. I have done modeling. I'll show you that. Okay. So the node, how to put nodes, you have to just put coordinates. Like I have put first coordinate 0 0 0, it is there 0 0 0. Now I next coordinate I'll put 0 comma 0. In Z I'll put 5. Now 0 5 6. Now 7 5 8 1. Any random number you can put it there. It is not necessary you cannot put any random number. So I have put some random numbers. If I open this grid, if I go and open this grid, this is for the grid option. Snap, node and beam. Here it is a grid and there is your nodes. Okay. Now I'll close grid also. After creating, like I have created 5 nodes. If you want to create any beams, you can, what you can do here, you can just go to a beam table, so select from which node to which node you want to create a beam. I want to create a beam from node number 5 to node number 1. It will automatically. Now I want to create from node number 1 to 3. 1 to 3. Automatically will be created. You can see. Now I want to create it from suppose 5 to 3. 5 to maybe 3 to suppose 4. It will be created. So this is one way how you can create your nodes and beams. Now if I want to delete it, there is a selection toolbar. You this click on your first working window so that you can activate all these tools. Now you click on selection toolbar. This is to select nodes. I select nodes, select a node and just press delete on my keyboard. That node will be deleted. I'll press on beam, I'll select my beam and delete, it will be deleted. In the same fashion, I can select plates, surface, solids and geometry. So for now, I'll select all my nodes and delete all of them. Okay, now the major thing what we'll be working with, we are going to work with this option which is snap, node and beam. This is the shortcut. To go to the actual way or actual path, you go to geometry, go to snap, grid and node, and there is an option of beams. You just click on that, a grid will appear. Now most of the time this grid, we are not working on, you can say, on a regular grid. We most of the time work on irregular grid or regular grid also. Okay. So what we can do, suppose in this regular grid you have this cursor which is in dark plus. So to activate this, it is right now activated. To deactivate it, just press escape. It will be deactivated. You go to just your snap grid node and click on snap node beam. It will be deactivated, but the grid will be there. Again, you want to activate it, just snap node and beam. It will be activated. Now, like a paint, you can draw anything in this. So in this grid, I'll select no x coordinate at 0 0, then this click, then this click, then this click. What I am doing, I am creating beams also and the nodes also. But suppose if in any scenario you only need nodes, so what you can see, you can press control button on your keyboard and then only nodes will be added. The nodes and all those things will be added only on a grid points, not anywhere in space. Suppose if I want to put it at this space, no, I cannot do. I have to put it at a node only. Got it. To get out of this command, you just press escape. आपका cursor हट जाएगा. If to activate again, you have to click on snap and node beam. Now again, if I want to delete few of these things, what I can do, I can go to my cursor window, cursor selection. I'll select node cursor. I want to select these nodes. Just click left and drag. Drag click. I can select many at once and press delete on my keyboard. All of these will be deleted. The same will work with drag. Single selection will also work. I select, press control and another single select I can do and delete. Now for the same, if I want to select beams, I can go to my beams, select my beams, at a single hand also, and drag also. Both sides drag will work as same. If you select one, it will be completely selected. If you selected half also, then it is also get completely selected. Okay, now what we have to do, now there is a question, sir, this is the front view of my grid. Suppose if I want to work on a top from the top view, so if I go to my top view, you can see there are so many view tools. These are all your view tools. So this cube will represent in which view you are right now. So we are looking at isometric view. So if I want to go to front view, this is your front view, your back view, your left side view, your right side view, your top view, and your bottom view. In top and bottom view both are same. If I go to isometric view, but I'm not going to work on front view. Suppose I'm going to work on you can say top view. So what I'll do, if I go to top view, the grid is not there. Why? Because right now my grid is made in X and Y. Can you see this X and Y? To shift this grid from X and Y to XZ, you can see here. So what is happening right now? This is my three directions. Right now my grid is in this place. And what I need, I want my grid to be in, let me change my color. I want my grid to be in this place, so that from top I can model the house plan. Got it? So to shift that, okay, I'm drawing it with the mouse, so it is so dirty. Don't mind that. So to do the same thing, what I'll do, I'll go to edit. There is an edit button. Just select your grid and select your edit. Right now only one grid is there. I'll tell you how to create a grid also. You select your grid and click on edit. Once you click on edit, okay, there will be an option. So many options will be there. First is plane. What plane you want to shift? So if I want to in X, Y plane I can do. If I want to be in XY plane I can do. So I'll take you to the next option. This is angle of plane. Can you see this in front view? It is in a straight. Suppose I want to tilt it like backwards or frontwards. I'll change it to in YY axis 50 degree and press OK. Uh, can you see in isometric view it has been tilted, or you won't be able to see it in isometric view much. What I'll do, I'll tilt it to maybe 60 degree, not in XX direction. I'll make it in XX 0. I want to tilt it in X direction. So I'll go to my side view. This is your X axis. Can you see this? I want to click tilt it in XX axis of 30 degree. Can you see this? It has been tilted 30 degree. Whatever axis you want to use to tilt, you can, you can select it from here. I'll make it 0. I don't want any tilt right now. Okay, now this is your tilt angle, this is your plane. I'll go to my plan view, I'll go to my top view also, or isometric also I can go. Now another thing is your origin. Suppose your model origin will start from the global origin. If you want to change it, you can type it here. Suppose I want my X to start from 5. So it will start from this point. Suppose for the start, I'll draw a node here. I'll draw a node. Suppose I'll take a square and create it. Okay, now this square has been created. Now I want to shift my grid to this point. Again, it is 5. I want to shift it to 0. I'll select 0. Can you see this? My grid has been shifted. Suppose I want to shift it to, I want to shift it to 5. I'll type 5 here, and then here also I'll type 5. So what happened? My grid has been shifted its center from 5x5, which will come at this place, and my original 0.0 was here. So this is how we can change something, some operations in my X and Y. And apart from this, I have changed in Y, so means it has increased its height. To check that, I'll click OK, and you have options, rotate option in this, rotate up, rotate down, rotate left, rotate right. So can you see this model rectangle? It is not on the grid. These are not on the same plane. The grid is uplifted, means if my grid is on the front view, it is my grid. It this place, my model, what I have created, this red part, it is at here. If I go to my front view, if I go to my front view here, you just see my grid is at top and it is at bottom. To bring back from top to bottom, I'll change y to 0. It will come. Okay, this is how we'll do it. Now, after doing these grid operation, there is an option called at the bottom construction line. This grid, what you are seeing, these are called construction line. Okay, now we have to see, understand the basic concept of construction line. The construction line are imaginary lines on which we will follow and construct or draw our home or any model. These are not going to be printed, okay, not going to be modeled. So construction line are these dotted lines. So it is written that these construction lines are in x and z direction because our plane is x and z according to global coordinate system. Now the what is the divisions what we have in one left hand side and what are the divisions we are having in right hand side, it has given. So if I want to change these divisions, I'll make it x to be 0. Suppose I want 11 in x or 20 in x and 5 in y. I can do it. Sorry, not 50, 5. Done. Now, what is the spacing of these? Suppose for x, I want spacing of 0.5 meters and for y, 1 is good. So, you can see every 0.5 meter, one construction line will be there. And for z direction, it is after every 1 meter. Now next thing is that if I want to create a new grid, how I can create? Suppose I want an irregular grid, because if you see any model, I'll show you a model. Suppose if you are seeing this model, okay, this is a model. Can you, is it draw on maybe like equal grids? Anybody could tell me? Suppose I will nominate someone. So you can see these are construction line A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3. Is the spacing or between them is same or it is irregular? Tell me. Akshay, Ankita, Ashutosh, Hamid, Pranav, lot of guys are there. Ranjita, SK, Vidyashri, Satendra. ये सब, are these grid are between equal spacing or unequal spacing? Tell me. Guys, unmute yourself and talk to me. Akshay, unmute yourself and speak. Are this in you can say equally spaced grids?
So they are unequal spacing.
Exactly. So it is very difficult or it is very rare that we construct any home on a regular grid. Okay. Most of the time it is irregular like this. Suppose I want to draw this grid only. Okay. Suppose if I want to draw it this in you can say in this way only, like first is 1.75 meter 0.83. Suppose I want to draw the same in my stat pro, how I can draw it? Okay, how I can start with this? Okay, so if I want to suppose create the same grid. How I can do? To create the same grid, I'll go to my Staad Pro. There is an option called create. Okay, in the grid. If your panel, this panel is not there, you just go and click on Snap Node Beam. Go to create. In this create option, once you click, there will be a first. Just a moment. I'll make it a bit up. Go to create. Now in this, you have first option which is linear. Linear is equal spacing grid. Now another option is irregular grid. So if you want to create irregular grid, just click on irregular grid, type the name. Suppose I will type the name of XYZ. Any name you can put. Now origin I want to keep it at 0, 0. Arbitrary planes we don't use it in our construction right now. Now plane, it I want it to in a plane which is X, Y or XZ. I want it in XZ plane, which is the same this model is. Do I want any angle of plane or a rotation? No. Now grid lines, how I'm going to grid lines. So understand this, my units are in meters, so I'm going to use points for mms. So suppose if I want to create my grids, this is my x coordinates and this is my z coordinates. I'll do few only. So first grid is at 0. Okay, second grid is at 1.7 meter. So what I'll do, I'll go to my Staad. In X, I'll press 0 and space. 0 and space. If you don't put anything on 0 also, then it will be draw. But for my understanding, I put 0, then space. Space means next grid line. Next grid line will be at 1.7 meter. Then again space. Next grid line be at 0.8 meters. Then space. Next grid line I'll see it is 3.8 and 5.3. So it is 3.8 space 5.3. Then next grid line you can see it is 2.8 meter. So I'll go to select 2.8 meter. Done. This is what x coordinates I want, like here. Now what are the z coordinates? I'll keep like 5 or 6 z coordinates only. I'll go to z coordinates. First is 1.27, 3.1, 2, 5. So I'll put 1.2, 3, 2, 5. So I'll put first as 1.2, then 3, then 2, then 5. Then I'll put space, then 2, then space, then 5. So mainly the space will represent how one grid line will be differentiated from another, and put OK. Now still you are having the look and the same grid. If you want to see the grid what you have created, you have to just enable it. Can you see this tick? Click on this, you have enabled. Now is it clear? This grid, I'll draw it again. This grid, irregular grid. I think this grid would be much useful for all of you for creating any structure project. Yes. Okay, I'll prefer if you want to speak, just mute yourself, unmute yourself, speak, and then mute yourself. Okay, if you have any query in middle. Now, what you can do, this on this grid, you can just create your floor plan. This is my floor plan, suppose, for a rough. Anything you can draw. Whatever rooms, whatever beams, columns you have, whatever shape, you can just draw. Nothing else. I'll select all of them and delete because I don't want to draw anything right now. Now on the same way, suppose if I want to create a structure like or a grid like, if I want to create suppose CP. Have everybody seen CP? It is cannot place. I'll go to images. Sorry, images. From top, I want you to get a look. Not Google Maps, but images. How the CP is. CP is a cannot place. It is something else. Suppose we go to maps only. It is in a round shape. Okay, if you go to cannot place and zoom, it is in a round shape. Or Parliament House also you can see how it is there. Can you see it is round in round shape? Okay, so if you want to create this round shape grid, how you can create? For this round shape grid, what you have to do, you have to use a command which is called uh, uh, grid, which is radial. So I'll go to again Staad, I'll go to create. Next I'll select what kind of a grid I'm going to use. The grid is radial grid. The name I'll put 1 2 3. The plane, again I have to select any rotation I have or any origin I want to change. I can put it there. Now can you see start angle and end angle? Suppose without changing this start angle and end angle, I'll just press OK and just view it. So you can have a look. In this we have number of bays along the length and along the circumference. So along the circumference we have 10 bays and along the length we have 8 bays. To just edit those, you can go again back. You can see along the sweep angle we have 10 bays. If I want to change these, I will change it to 18. Now if I want to change the base, I want it to change it 4. Only 4 bays are there. Now I don't want the like grid at a center. I want it to be after 10 meters, and the maximum radius I want it to be like 30, and click OK. Can you see this? It will start at 10, it will end at 30 meter. Okay, and the total circle is of 360 degree with 18 divisions and with 4 divisions in between. If I want to change the sweep angle, I'll from 0 to 360, I'll change it. Instead of 360 angle, I want 180. I'll press OK. Now it is 180 degree. If I want to just do it into 60 degree, I can put it like 60 degree. It is 60 degree now. So this is how I can manipulate with my grids. If I want to draw anything I want to draw, I can draw it in Staad Pro with the help of these grids. Apart from this grid, what I can do, I can just draw with geometry tools. There are lot of geometry tools and their shortcuts. Here are these shortcuts. Modeling modification tools. Okay, here also these are modeling tools and these are modification tools. Translation, repeat, circular, repeat, move, rotate, mirror, stretch, extend, rename, split, break. Any doubt with this class? Anyone have any doubt? Okay, if they have any doubt they want to ask, they can just unmute themselves and talk, or if they cannot unmute themselves, just raise hand. I'll unmute themselves and them. And if you have any doubt, maybe you can have a look on the video also. After this, the video will run from tomorrow morning 9 o'clock till evening 4 o'clock, till we are going to start our class, and then they can see if they have any doubt. Okay, so now I think there is a request that sir, can you show us the actual model? So yes, I can show you the actual model. I'll minimize this. This is an actual project. I'll show you the model. There is some model. Okay, this is a gas station kind of a project we are doing. We are having steel and concrete, both members. At the top it is steel, at the bottom it is concrete. So I'll just take you to 3D, because in this way you cannot be able to understand it much. Now if you see in 3D view, these are all the cyan color are your concrete members. Okay, and at the top it is a roof truss. So can you see this? If they can, what section it is? Can anybody tell if it is clear? This section, all are these steel sections. I'll zoom it a bit more. So this is a model. Okay, this is how a model will look like. If you want to see the design, I'll go to modeling again. Just click on my member. Your deflection, your shear wall, the design has not been done in this yet. Now if you want to see the loading, you go to general tab and see loadings. how much loading I have provided in this. These many loadings I have to provide it. Can you see this dead load in our equipment, self weight and equipment dead load, then roof live load, then floor live load, then crane load, wind loads, all are there. Then